Okay, I can't even finish this thing. I guess there's just gonna have to be a fucking part 3. Tune in next time. Holy moly. Oh my god. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, I couldn't stay away forever. It's time to play Cyberpunk 2077 for the third fucking time. So, here we are for a third time. Cyberpunk 2077. Was it worth the $60 I paid back then? Is it still a heaping pile of shit? Spoilers, it's a little bit of both. So you might be thinking, Shopper, why would you go back and play this game again and again and again if you think it's bad? Well, I don't actually think it's bad, I just think it's a mess. I gave it an 8 out of 10 because I do think the game is fun and it had the right ideas, but the bugs and the glitches and the execution were a little bit off. So today, we're going back in search of the answer to the question, is Cyberpunk fixed? So, besides my desire to make this video as a sort of checkup on the game since its rough launch, I also recently watched Cyberpunk Edgerunners, the Netflix anime that came out based on the game's in-game universe. And if you haven't seen that, I recommend you go do that because it's utterly amazing. But after watching it, I found that I wasn't alone in being inspired to give Cyberpunk another try, and there's a lot of other people that came back as well. Cyberpunk has had record numbers in its player base since the anime dropped, and I don't think that's a bad thing, but I do think that the people coming back may have forgotten about the reasons that it got the reception that it did. One of those reasons was Cyberpunk is a massive, fluid, populated city that is so beautiful to look at and is so well detailed, but feels so clunky to move through and play through. All of the animations from sliding to driving to even sprinting, excuse the pun, it just feels robotic. This game was meant to completely rip you out of reality with immense detail and attention to graphics and civilians, but the whole time you just feel like you're playing a beautiful game with a janky system. And in my first 2 videos, I spent a lot of time just poking fun and recording the glitches in the game because they were so common, but now that the game's cleaned up, you kind of realize that it's just not that good. That's not to say that in my 3rd recorded playthrough and probably my 8th character overall, that I didn't have fun playing with new builds like quick hacking and stealth, but it's not as fresh, as fluid, and as cool as the anime or many people who are coming back may remember it as. So, what did they change to make the game better? Well, they fixed a lot of the bugs. I will say that playing the game now does feel a lot better. That doesn't mean it's good, but it's a lot better than it was. They also added in some free DLC in the form of weapon packages, adding around 6 to 10 unique guns, and even some tie-ins to the anime for those that are coming back just specifically for that. They also added some new missions. They cleaned up a couple of the branching trees and dialogues, and a lot of the subtitles and animations that kind of glitched out or removed you from the immersion. And all of these are super good signs that CD Projekt Red and Cyberpunk 2077 are on the right path. It's kind of like No Man's Sky to me, which I'm going to be making a video on next week. Subscribe, by the way. In that the developers poured their heart and soul into this game, and they're going to do whatever it takes to make it right. As it stands, I just would really like to see a lot more fluidity in the animations, as well as a cleanup of the driving system. I'd like to see more uses for the shop systems for buying meds and buying ammo, as well as a reason to go to the big marketplaces like Kabuki. Those would be really cool to see. I guess my overall point is that it's good, it's getting better, but it's not great as it stands. But I'm not here to just shit on the game for 10 minutes straight. I do want to say that if you've never played Cyberpunk 2077, I still have it up there as one of my favorite games from last year, despite all the things wrong with it, because of things like the side missions and the conversations with seemingly meaningless NPCs, to the gun customizations, the quick hacking, and all the cool details around the city to explore, as well as, Keanu fucking Reeves, are all such amazing features in this game that they vastly outweigh any small detail or any soft reset that you might have to push through to play it. Go download this game if you can afford it or if you've had interest in it, and just play it. Don't listen to what any review has to say. Don't listen to me shit on it just because I put 200 to 400 hours in it on its release. It's a great game. It just wasn't what we were all expecting. But that's not to say that CD Projekt Red isn't trying to deliver on that. So, to conclude and to finish all this up, let's answer the question, is Cyberpunk fixed? I'd say no, but it doesn't have to be. Are they working on it? Yes. Is it a game worth playing? Absolutely fucking yes. And I think it's going to be something that we can all look back on a little bit down the line and go, it had its ups and downs, but overall, it's a great game. Roll the funny music and the glitch compilation. I'm going to get out of your way. Well, there you have it. Sooner or later, they're going to see everything
Watch your own show. Can't you see I'm busy?
I think my pants are changing color if I have my gun out.